So your first year of teaching, you expected to go into fourth grade.
And then of course I expected to go to fourth grade. But halfway through the year, like a lot of things in life, I questioned myself, like, what the heck was I thinking? Like, I'm no teacher. Like, man, this is too hard. You know what I mean? Why did I think of that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, but at the end of the year, I was like, you know, I mean, I loved it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
this is me. This is cool. You know?
So that year you figured out, okay, this is where I belong.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So the next year, and actually I posted this on my social media, and I found pictures of myself. I got this other fifth grade class, and the first week at school, they try to test me. You know what I mean? Like, dude, you don't know me. You know what I mean? Like, you're already trying to test me, like misbehaving. You know, like, I need to get this down before anything else. You know what I mean? If I don't have classroom management, if you don't have classroom management, you're not a good teacher. You know what I mean? They're just somewhere else. Like, you got to keep them engaged. And so I got upset. I said, I'm going to visit every single one of your houses. I'm going to get to know your parents. Like, this can't go on here. And like, no, I need to work with your parents. And so first week of school, I'm visiting, 3 houses a night. I have the list, their address, and this is in the hood. You know what I mean? It was rough. And so I went there, and then again, halfway through that list, first week of school, you're exhausted. The first week of school, there's like so much that needs to be covered. There's so much preparation and teaching. I self-doubted myself. I said, what the hell was I thinking? This is the worst decision I ever made. But anyways, I got through the whole, I got through all the students, visited them all. And I was like, man, that's the best decision I ever made, because I had that connection with them. I knew their parents, you know what I mean? And so I would tell them, how's Marty doing? You know what I mean? Do I need to call Marty? Or,
You got to know which one they're most afraid of, right? Yeah.
So I knew there were siblings. I got to know like all of them. But one part of my social media post, I put Oscar. I got to go to Oscar's house. And Oscar didn't speak a word of English. But he was so popular in the class because he was great at soccer. So anyways, I rolled up to his house. He's playing soccer in front, kicking the ball against the curb. And it's the hood. It's dirty, and he told me his mom's gonna will be back. She was selling elote and other little snacks. So she came back, and got to talk to her, and she fed me so well. You know what I mean? I think she cooked something for me too. She's from Michoacan. She's a little older.
Yeah.
And I knew something was a little like wrong with her, but she was like really grateful. You know what I mean? Like everybody I met, like all the parents, like loved me. You know what I mean? Maestro, pásale. Trying to offer me a beer, and like no. And so, but anyway, she died a couple months later after that, though. So sad. And so Oscar never really lashed out. I had such a good rapport with him. And I'm like so grateful that I got to meet all their parents and Oscar. Just Oscar was cool. We wrote it out together. We got through it. And so that was great.
What inspired you to meet their parents? Did most teachers do that? Or was that
nobody does that, especially today. You don't do that.
Crazy.
A male teacher.
Yeah. That's pretty smart. Number one.
Yeah.
Because you connected with them.
Right.
You made them. You made the kids realize you care.
Yeah, they matter.
For sure. So what sparked that? Because I've never heard that before. That's pretty awesome.
Some crazy, what I mean? Like, I want to be a teacher. Like, what are you thinking? Like, you want to be a teacher? Like,
that just tells me you were meant for this.
Yeah. So
stand and deliver.
Right. And then what actually even better, because we had so many fights and going on. I remember my first year teaching, 2 of my students got into a fight. He knocked his teeth out. Like, had to go pick up his teeth on the yard, and so they were fighting. And it was really like because track B didn't like track A students. It's like this game, And track A was always known for they were the project kids, too. Yeah. So when they come on, like, oh man, it's gonna be crazy. They're gonna be fighting,
Wow, that's crazy.
So what I did was a soccer league. I asked the principal if he was able to give me money, and I bought soccer posts that kind of fold up, and so I'd be out there 3 days a week.
Wow.
I would be refereeing. I had the whistle, had everything lined up, and we'd play, Mr. Gonzalez's class versus Mr. Mendoza. We had tournaments, and so and I had 10 in each side. Get in your position, and we do sudden death at the end, and the kids loved it though, and I did that like the whole year, And so that's what also like kept the kids. They love, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like Oscar, who didn't speak a word of English, he knew every bad word though in English.
Yeah.
He thrived on that, you know, man. He
Yeah.
was so popular. Everybody loved him. He was a superstar, Oscar, the best
Wow.
student, yeah,
So
by
you
far.
basically saved his life. Yeah. Like that's crazy. So you went and met with each kid's parents, which no one ever does. That's like leadership to me, you know. And then you took leadership and you created a league, because they say sports is what keeps kids out of trouble.
Right. Well,
you know
there's
what
so
I mean?
many, like art keeps kids there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's so many things that keeps kids like engaged with what's going on. You know, Chicano studies too.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean, that's what kept me engaged. So
Did the soccer continue after you left, or was
No.
it done? Oh wow.
done. Well, and then it's by seniority, and so I did not get the following year. It kind of stopped because I got bumped out of 5th grade, and the only thing that was open was 4th grade, and so we have a different lunch, and so it really did not work out. I tried it, but it didn't really work out as successful. And then I got limited, and 3rd grade open. I was a 3rd grade teacher, and so it really didn't have as much significance as it was. The oldest kids were the 5th graders, and so 5th graders needed that. You know, they're sweating, hormones. You know, I mean, that is the perfect year. You know, what I mean,
Puberty years, right?
Yeah.
So 5th grade, that's like.
And I'd have boys and girls in there. It wasn't
Yeah,
just girls
co-ed,
and
yeah.
boys. You know, I mean, I had girls in there. You know, some of the girls were whooping on the boys.
Yeah.
You taught them competition. You taught them
Yeah.
teamwork. Like it's crazy.